We're almost at the end of February, which means we're like less than 2 months away from our 2-year anniversary of holding these weekly virtual job fairs. And these have been something that I look forward to each and every week, and I love that they've evolved into certain things. So it's not just talking about jobs and finding people jobs, but we're also talking about very important topics, educating people about different things that are available, whether it's education tools, whether it's child care scholarships or whatnot. So this is more than just about looking for a job. So thank you for joining us. We're excited to have you, and we're going to talk about different jobs, especially seasonal, because believe it or not, spring break is right around the corner. So is the summer, even though it doesn't feel like it outside. And so we've got a lot of jobs that can help with that. Now I'm going to bring in my other half here, Michelle from Workforce Solutions. Michelle, how are you doing today?
Doing really well, Nick. It is. It turned chilly.
I know, I love it.
It was warm for a couple of days. I know you do. I thought of you this morning as I put this dress on, and it still had the little bumps on from the hanger because I don't get to wear sweater dresses all that often in Houston. But yeah, so it's chilly, but spring break really is just around the corner, and so we've got some great jobs, some good full-time jobs, but also we want to give some advice for parents of young people, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, teachers who might encourage their young people to get part-time jobs because the big entertainment complexes, the Landrys of the world, the Kima Boardwalk and the Pleasure Pier, and even the Downtown Aquarium. We've been to, I think, all of those places now. They're gearing up and staffing up for spring break because, again, they're going to be opening the rides, they're going to be opening the shops, all the restaurants, and so they need that extra staff. And a lot of times we don't think about jobs for part-time jobs for young people until the summer. But the reality is that spring break is a great time for employment. And you were just talking about your 20th anniversary at Six Flags, and I don't know about you, but I used to love opening day. No matter how old you got, there was just always such a great excitement to opening day. It was like the first day of school, except for entertainment. So that makes it really fun. And so it's a great opportunity, and we're definitely encouraging young people to take advantage of that. So again, we have some great job leads today, as well as some advice for part-time jobs for our young people.
Yeah, that's right. 20 years ago, I got my first job, and I took that chance, got a job at Six Flags New England, worked there for 6 years up in Massachusetts. And, we always talk about our first job. So if you're a parent watching this and you want to get your kid a job, I learned so much in that first job, and I was fortunate enough to get promoted. I moved up the ranks pretty quickly and was a supervisor within my second year of working there, and I learned a ton, a lot of responsibilities, because I was like 17, having to make schedules, having to deal with angry guests screaming in my face, and so I learned a lot on my first job at Six Flags, and it has helped me for the rest of my life. So even though these may be seasonal positions, it could be something that could really help you out for a number of years. So Michelle, I'm really excited to talk about these jobs, and I always get excited when we do follow-up stories and people that get these jobs and hear just how much they had an impact on their lives. So
Absolutely.
so why don't you go ahead and if you have any thoughts on that, you can talk about it. But if you wanted to talk about the jobs number, I know we got those as well.
Yeah, so we do have some new claims report numbers. So in the week ending of February 19, the initial claims were 232,000. And again, this is across the United States, the number of people who filed first-time unemployment claims, meaning they lost their job. The good news is that this is a decrease of 17,000 from the previous week, and this number just continues to go downward. So we really are at pre-pandemic levels in terms of unemployment claims. And so the initial job loss, we are in a really good spot now. And even the 4-week moving average continues to decrease. And then in the continuing claims, and so this number tells us that people not only did they lose a job, but they still haven't found a new job. So they're continuing to file for unemployment. So the week ending February the 12th, that was about 1.476 million. And that was a decrease of well over 100,000. And this is the lowest level that continuing claims number has been since 1970.
Wow.
So again, I know it's a big deal. I mean, we are in an incredibly good, healthy job market. Again, people are still looking for work, and it's a matter of getting good job matches, but the availability of jobs does exist. And again, here in Texas, we're still seeing decreases on both the initial claims as well as the continuing claims. So we're doing really well, but if you need any help, finding a new or even a better job, never hesitate to call us at the ABC13 hotline here at Workforce Solutions. That number is 713-243-6663.
And I always like to point out when Michelle talks about this number is with this line right here, you don't have to call just about these jobs. If you need help, say with a practice interview, you have to do it virtually, resume assistance, maybe you need help with childcare. There are a lot of scholarships available right now. Call that number, tell them that Nick and the Jobs lady Michelle sent you there. And the number is not just right now. So you can take that number down, but say you're like, you know what, I got to gather some stuff up and then I'll call. It's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. That's our ABC13 viewer hotline. Please call that number and get help. So, Michelle, we're talking about these seasonal positions. Before we hop into the jobs, what's some is this something that is just for my kid, or maybe I have been out of work for a while? Who's a good candidate for these types of positions?
So part-time jobs offer a lot of great benefits. So typically we think of part-time jobs as second jobs or first jobs. So, we're working, but we want to earn a little bit of extra cash. And so that's that second part-time job. So that's a really good opportunity. If you want to earn some extra cash, these part-time jobs are paying well because the market is driving those wages higher. So that's if you're looking for a second income. If you are transitioning, meaning that you lost a job and you haven't quite found your next career opportunity, part-time jobs are really good because one, they keep you active, they keep you motivated, they keep that energy flowing. The other thing with that is that you're going to earn some money. You're going to earn some money in between because, again, right now the unemployment benefits are nothing like they were at the peak of the pandemic. So it'll earn you some extra cash. The other thing is it's going to keep your skills sharp and active, and you never know, you might learn some new ones along the way because technology is constantly changing. So again, if you are looking for a second income, you're looking for a bridge income, maybe you are looking to get out of the house a little bit. That's always another one too. With the work from home option, sometimes there could be a little bit too much togetherness. So getting a part-time job is a great way to have some a reason to get out of the house and stay active. But then again, what we're talking about today is really the emphasis on first-time jobs, part-time jobs for young people, because it teaches you a lot of valuable lessons. First of all, there is always money that comes with work. So learning those money management skills is a real great asset if you're a parent. Helping your young person understand the value of money, helping your young person understand what it takes to work and earn all of these toys and gadgets and things that we take for granted, like cell phones. Like just about every kid has a cell phone now, but do they understand the value of what it takes to not only buy that device, but then pay that bill every month? So learning good money management skills is a great reason for a young person to get a part-time job. Then we also have the what we call those essential workplace skills. And you talked about this a minute ago, that by the age of 17, you're already learning customer management skills, those really those good customer service skills where you are learning to de-escalate unhappy customers. You are learning to manage schedules. So you're supervising people. It's not just yourself. You're also learning how to be a manager and a supervisor. So you're learning all of those soft skills. For that first time job, one of the biggest things that people can learn is to show up to work every day on time. As minor as that might seem, that's a really big deal, because using the amusement park, using the entertainment venue as an example, is a great way of that. Because if the people don't show up to operate that ticket booth, operate that ride, operate that shop, then that part of the business cannot open. So that's a small example of a ripple effect, right? Because if an employer doesn't have the workers that they need to show up, that employer cannot operate the business. So then it has subsequent effect on there. So learning those soft skills. And here's another thing. Over the course of the years, part-time jobs by teenagers, that labor force participation, if you will, has significantly decreased. There was a time in 1979 where roughly 60% of teens worked, but by 2020 that had fallen down to 35%. And there's a good and a bad to that. The good part is the decrease went with an increase in education, meaning that young people were staying in school longer, that they were taking part in more academic and extracurricular activities, getting ready for college. But at the same time, they were not getting to have those experiences of work. And so one of the advantages, one of the big pluses to having your teenager work a part-time job, even if they are going on to college, is that it is something that they can add to their college application. Having a part-time job really demonstrates responsibility and time management, because not only is that young person keeping up with their academics, but they're also being accountable and responsible for that part-time job. So it really demonstrates that that individual has the maturity to be a good, responsible student, because once they leave mom and dad's household, that's going to be all on their own. And so colleges like to be able to see that self-management, that self-responsibility.
So I'll just, before we get to the jobs, you mentioned making money to buy your own things. So I remember my first paycheck, I was so excited to buy my first CD on my own. So that just shows I'm dating myself. But like I said, I just celebrated 20 years of getting that first job. So I remember getting that first paycheck, and I went to electronics store, and I had to buy. It was that new No Doubt CD was the the big thing 20 years ago. And so yeah, it's things like that. Like I remember, like I was so excited to be able to buy that CD with money that I had earned. So I just wanted to share that. Michelle.
Well, for girls, it was on that first paycheck for girls when it was my age, it was us being able to buy the kind of clothes that our parents wouldn't say yes to, because, it was independence. It was about, and it was nothing terrible. It was just, mom and dad would say no to this, but that's okay because you had your own money. And so it's that independence that you really get to experience. And again, it's in a safe manner because your kids are still at home. You still get to offer them the advice and the guidance, but it does give them that opportunity to start feeling that independence, but again, also start feeling the responsibility. So lots of great benefits to working part-time.
And speaking of No Doubt, Gwen Stefani is performing at the rodeo this year. So full circle. All right, let's talk about the jobs and how people can apply for them, and I'll walk everyone through it.
Absolutely. So we have some really good job openings today. We have 3 new employers with us this week, and then we have some about 30 different job openings. So there's several different ways that you can connect with us. If you're on social media, head on over to Facebook. It's facebook.com/advancemycareer. If you're on the app, use the @ and type in Advance My Career. That will get you to the Workforce Solutions Facebook page. Once you get to that Facebook page, click on the Jobs tab. It'll be the second or third tab across the top, and just click Jobs. When you get to that jobs page, you'll see a number of openings that we are actively recruiting for. And all you have to do is head on over to the Apply Now button right there on the jobs page, and that'll get you connected with us here at Workforce Solutions. It's your buddy Terry who takes care of she's ready for lunch, by the way, she says.
Me too, Terry.
Once you get to that Facebook page and click on the Apply Now button, that starts a conversation with us. And we will get all of the contact information that you have loaded into your Facebook profile. It automatically sends that over to us so that we can start a conversation with you to make sure that we are able to connect you with our recruiter. A Workforce Solutions recruiter is going to reach out to you, talk to you about that specific job that you're interested in, make sure that you have all of the qualifications that that employer is looking for, and then they're going to set you up with an interview. If for any reason you're not qualified for that job, that's perfectly okay, because we have thousands of job openings. So we're going to be able to match you to a job that does match your skill set and what you are looking for in your next job. So that's if you are on Facebook. If you are on the web, you want to head on over to www.wrksolutions.com/jobs now. Again, if you get to the homepage, all you do is click on the Jobs Now button. That takes you to a page that lists a number of positions that we are actively recruiting for this week. And over on the right-hand side, you see the As Seen on ABC13 column. This is a group of employers who are asking us to fill these positions quickly. And with that, they have agreed to do the interviews quickly. So in other words, if you want to go to work quickly, this is your best opportunity. These are positions that are real. They're verified. These employers want to fill these positions. And all of these positions pay upwards of $14, $15 an hour. Some of the ones that we have today are paying about $50,000, $55,000. So again, a number of positions that we have open. If you see any of these and you're interested in learning more, just click on the job title, because that will take you to the complete job description at mytxcareer.com. Once you get to that MyTX Career listing, you get to see all of the details. It tells you not only about the job, but what it pays, what the expectations are. It gives you an opportunity to click through and learn more about the company. It gives you an opportunity to click through and map out the actual work site, so you can decide if that is the kind of commute that you want, or if it is easy or not for you to get to. So full job description is there at mytxcareer.com. You can apply directly on that, or you can send us your resume at jobs@wrksolutions.com, or you can call us on the ABC13 hotline at 713-243-6663. And again, we'll get you connected with these jobs or any of the other jobs that we have available. And you'll see it in mytxcareer.com. We have thousands of job openings. So we're really actively recruiting for all kinds of different jobs. The ones that we have here are just a sample of the individuals, of the employers that are looking for individuals this week.
And if you're at home wondering, is it even worth really reaching out and applying? I'll tell you, yes. I have done several stories, success stories with people that have seen these positions and reached out through our virtual job fair, and they are back to work. So if you're really interested in these positions, reach out, call that number if you want to talk to someone, or you can go through Facebook, say hi to Terry for me, who will be taking applications there. All right, Michelle, if you want to talk about some of these jobs, I will walk everyone through it.
Okay, so first of all, just a reminder that we are still actively recruiting for the composite materials technician at Baytech. So again, this is working in the aerospace industry. So if you're interested, we're still actively recruiting for that. The training itself is not paid, so you are not paid while you're going through the training. It's about 6 to 8 weeks. But once you complete that training, we will have no problem placing you into a job. There are contractors out at that in that NASA area who are really trying to build up their workforce because they're bidding on contracts and they need more workers with these specific skills. So we're emphasizing that we still have space open in these training programs. And once you complete the training program, you'll have no problem landing a job. Next up is a CDL driver and dock worker for Everett Express. So this is a combination job. What's interesting about this is that you will be using some of the newest technology that they have at the docks at the Port of Houston, getting the materials and all of these supplies off of it, out of the warehouses where they need to be onto the trucks. And then they need somebody who can also make deliveries on occasion. So you'll be doing a little bit of both. What's nice about this is that this is all local delivery. So a lot of times we see truck drivers, CDL drivers, who quite frankly do the long haul because the pay is really good for that. But then they get to a point in their lives where they decide that they really want to stick closer to home. Maybe they're starting a family and they want to be close to that. So this is an opportunity to do that. You will still get to use your CDL, but you will be doing local delivery. So that's with Everett. The other good thing about Everett is they offer some good benefits. And if you do have a family, the cost to insure your family with health care is quite reasonable. Next up, we have Shenandoah Medical Care Community. They're looking for a registered nurse to do admissions. Again, this is a care community. So it's individuals suffering with Alzheimer's and aging disorders or memory care, so that it's a really nurturing environment. You have to be not only have the medical knowledge, but you really have to be compassionate to work with individuals, because these are older folks who are unfortunately suffering with memory care issues or memory issues. And so you have to have a lot of tender loving care to really be successful in this position, a lot of compassion, but a really good opportunity. Next up is another a registered nurse position, same company, Silverado Memory Care. In this case, you'll be on call. They also need a case manager position as well as a CNA. Now, the CNA is great because it's really an entry-level position. So if you are starting off your career and you think you want to go into healthcare, a CNA is a good place to start. It does require training, but the training is minimal, and it will allow you to get in and understand what that entire environment is. For this position, they're paying $15 an hour to start, but then it does go up from there. So that is with Silverado Memory Care. Then we have two positions as case workers for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. One is in Galveston, one is at a mainland office, Southwest Houston. And again, these are both degreed positions. They do pay well. And again, you really do have to have a caring and compassionate personality for this, because you're going to be working with protective services, doing the investigations and helping individuals who are not always in favorable situations, which is why CPS is called in. But again, a very valuable position, a very important position for vulnerable populations. So if you have a passion to serve and you have the training for, or you have the education for this kind of a position, please reach out to us. We would love to put you in contact and get you set up with an interview. So those are the positions that we are looking to fill actively this week. But again, no matter what kind of job you are looking for, reach out to us at the ABC13 hotline. We have quite a few positions of every variety. It's 713-243-6663. And again, you don't need to call us just about jobs. We can help you with quite a number of things that that you might not think about. So applying for jobs is not just about the job leads. We have plenty of those, and we can definitely help you with those. But the other things that we help with is making sure that your resume is in good shape. So making sure that it is up to date and showcases you as the best candidate for the position that you want. Another thing that we're doing a lot of is helping individuals navigate these online job applications, because in the 21st century, in addition to having a resume, you're always asked to fill out an online application, because that's the way these corporations manage the flow of the applications, and so that they have their record keeping and can move candidates forward in the process. But there's ways that you can stand out as the candidate that gets picked up and not eliminated by the machine. Another thing is the interview skills. A lot of us have been out of work for quite some time, or we've kind of moved around and not really had to do the formal interview process. Well, it's time to go back in person, and sometimes you're getting those screening interviews online, but then you still have to go in person for those final interviews. So doing those practice interviews, maybe you were out of work for a while and need to explain why there was a big gap in your resume. We can help you with those. And again, if you need things like childcare, we can help guide you through the process of applying. We are really encouraging people to sign up for our Service Industry Recovery Childcare Scholarship, because that is closing soon. You do have to apply and be approved no later than March 31st in order to take advantage of that full year of childcare. So we're approaching the end of February here. And so encouraging anybody that is working in arts and entertainment, hospitality, food service, any of the hotels, if you need help with childcare, now is absolutely the time to reach out and apply so that you can take advantage of that. You can get started on the website, or don't ever hesitate to call us at the ABC13 hotline, 713-243-6663.
All right, I know we talked a lot about teens and seasonal job. We've already hit on a lot of the points, but one thing I don't think we talked about was age. How old do you have to be? I remember, 20 years ago, I had to be 16, but then in Massachusetts it became 14, 15 a few years later. So I know I'm not in Massachusetts anymore. I'm in Texas. So what do parents or teens need to know as far as how soon they can get a job?
Yeah, that's a great question, because really here in Texas, we are talking about ages 16 and over to go to work. The Department of Labor does have child welfare laws, and so we're really trying to make sure that young people are not taken advantage of. So technically 14 and 15-year-olds can work. However, the restrictions about the hours that they can work and the kinds of work that they can do are very limiting. So it's really it's challenging for employers, and there's really no incentive for employers to hire 14 and 15-year-olds. But those regulations that allow 14 and 15-year-olds to work really do come in as an advantage when you're talking about family-run businesses. So it allows those young people to get a start in that family business, but still have the protection of not being overworked or jeopardizing their school time because of the demands of work. So again, in Texas, we're really talking about teenagers 16 and up, and the 14 and 15-year-olds in special cases. But really, if you're a 14 or 15-year-old, you want to look at things like the paper routes, looking at jobs where maybe it's a family business and a family member can take you on, because the limitations around the number of hours that you can work are going to be very, very restrictive.
Okay, and I think, we touched upon some of the other points, the importance of getting one of those first jobs. Is there anything as we come to an end that you wanted to just highlight quickly, Michelle?
Yeah, as we're wrapping up, just want to remind everybody that if it's your first job, know that Workforce Solutions can definitely help you out. We can help you identify the job leads. We can get you some of the job leads. We can coach you on the application process and the interviews. And if you are nervous about doing this alone as a one-on-one, no worries there, because we also host the workshops, and we'll be hosting quite a few of these between now and the summertime, where you can come in with peers. You can do it. We're trying to get some in person. Most of them are still online, but you'll come in together with other people of your own age in similar circumstances, so you won't feel alone. You'll have people who are in the exact same boat that you are, and we'll coach you through all of these things so that you can go out with confidence to land that first job.
All right, thank you, Michelle, very much. And then tonight, I'm actually going to be doing a story that Michelle talked about on our job fair, and that's where it sparked the interest, is how your credit score could be holding you back from landing that newer, better job. Because in looking at studies, a number of employers do in fact pull your credit score when you're applying for jobs. So we actually worked with the United Way, who has a program called Thrive, that you can actually work on improving your credit score. So tonight on Eyewitness News at 4:30 and 6:30, we're going to tell you about the program that's available. It's free, how it can help change your life, how it can help land that job. And don't take it from me or the program or Michelle. We actually talked to someone that 4 years ago could not find work, got into Thrive, changed her financial situation, and now she's a CNA at the hospital, and her whole life has changed because of it. So we'll have that story tonight, and how if you are having trouble with your credit, with finances, how this free program could turn that around. So thank you, Michelle. And by the way, if you have a question about Thrive, you can call 211, or you can always call that ABC13 viewer hotline, 713-243-6663. All right, Michelle, thank you very much. You have a terrific weekend.
You do the same, Nick. Looking forward to a wonderful, restful weekend.
And I want to see photos of you on social media wearing the cowboy hat, the boots, the whole 9 yards tomorrow on Go Texas Day. So
okay. I got the boots. I got the hat.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And Terry and Workforce Solutions. I want to see the rest of you all too, having some fun tomorrow, because finally the rodeo is back.
Yay!
All right. Take care, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.